If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and I really appreciate it if you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And also, I will leave the links to all my social medias in the description. Feel free to check me out on there, hit me up. And with that being said, let's get right to the video. So there was some pretty interesting news going around the league so far, or for the past few days at least. I'm going to be explaining this to you. So as we all know, Damian Lillard has been one of the most loyal superstars, especially to the Blazers, who haven't really done much recently, at least, besides that one season they made the Western Conference Finals. But if you would have thought that a superstar like Damian Lillard would stay in that situation for so long, it's kind of surprising too. And I feel like he has every reason to actually ask for a trade, but he just never has. But recently around this franchise, there has been some drama, and specifically with the fans, and I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that and why that could potentially push away Damian Lillard, as we all know. So first off, I'm going to start with the coaching hire, because this has to do with a big factor on where all these conversations are actually coming from. So recently, after the Blazers had fired the head coach in Terry Stotts, they asked Dame, who do you want as your head coach? Because, of course, they want to do everything to keep Dame happy, because they have not been doing that pretty much. And his two choices were Jason Kidd and Chauncey Billups, who they eventually went and hired Chauncey Billups. But the problem with that is, apparently, even I didn't know this at first, but Chauncey Billups has a bad history with, I'm not going to talk about it, but if you want to look it up, feel free. But he has a bad influence on the fans pretty much, and people didn't like how Damian Lillard actually won him as a head coach, which, like I said, he felt attacked by the fans pretty much, because they were basically saying, oh, why do you want him as your head coach and stuff like that. And if you guys don't know, the fans were actually a big reason why Dame actually wanted to stay in Portland in the first place. And Dame ended up liking a tweet on Twitter saying that it said something like, don't let these fans push you away from Portland. We all love you and stuff like that. I'll put it on the screen if I remember to. But yeah, it's just surprising to see how the fans reacted to that. They were basically attacking Dame, and I can understand why that would want to make him leave. And also, it has to do with the team not just putting a championship contender around him, because like I said, before that one year they made the Western Conference Finals, that was the biggest or the closest they got to actually winning a championship. And that's kind of sad, because Damian Lillard has been one of the best players, not just at the point guard position, but in the whole league. And they're wasting his prime years for sure. And it was even a comment that came out today as recording this video saying, by Yusuf Nurkic, saying if he lost Damian Lillard, he would leave too, because basically he says he's the main reason why he wants to be on that team. And it's just really shocking to see all the drama going around this team, because you had to imagine eventually it was going to happen, especially if the Blazers keep losing pretty much, which they made the playoffs, but that was the best they really did. And Damian Lillard, he put on a show in that first round against the Nuggets, where it was just kind of sad to see them actually lose. Because if you guys saw that 2 overtime game where he put on a show, but it ended up going badly when CJ McCollum stepped out of bounds on a pass, and basically that just cost them the game. But I don't know. I feel bad for Damian Lillard, and nobody can blame him for actually leaving if he actually chooses to. And I'm not going to get onto trade speculations on where I think he could go and everywhere I would like to see him at, but I'll save that for a separate video. But if Dame was to be traded, Damian Lillard most likely will not be able to choose where he can go, mainly for the fact of his contract. What I mean by that is, if he was on a short-term contract or an expiring, he would have been able to most likely dictate where he goes. Maybe the Blazers are going to say, hey, since you've been so loyal to us, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and we're going to let you choose where you want to go. That would be an amazing situation to do. They've done that or not them specifically, but they've done that as a league for players in the past, and they might do that for Dame. But if they want to get better assets, they could trade him to the Hawks for whoever. They could trade him to Sacramento. I don't know for who, but you get my point. They they can pick where they go. And if they listen to Dame and say, Dame says, hey, I want to go to this team, they might get lesser assets, but eventually they're just making their star player happy because he deserves it pretty much. But yeah, it's really going to be interesting to see what happens with this team in the offseason. I'm expecting a lot of moves. It was stated by the GM that players like CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, Robert Covington, and Yusuf Nurkic are safe. But now, after all these comments that is coming out, you don't know what can happen with the team. So this is a team to pay attention to throughout the offseason. And the playoffs are still going on, too. And the offseason will be coming up soon because the season is almost over. The playoffs is almost over. We are in the Eastern Conference Finals, and it's looking pretty interesting to see what can happen. But I'm sure Damian Lillard wants to win a title before he retires because he is in his prime. And he's not going to be able to do this for 10 more years. Maybe he will, but still, he wants to win a title soon, and you know that. That's why he stated he's in Portland. He wants to win a title, and the chances of that actually happening is very low. But still, this needs to be fixed if Damian Lillard is going to stay. But yeah, with that being said, that will be the end of today's video, and I'll thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and just leave a comment down. Do you think this situation from the Blazers is going to be fixed, or do you think Damian Lillard is going to end up asking for a trade in the offseason? Just let me know down in the comments. And with that being said, I love every single one of you, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.